Hey guys, JSimLady here. Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some fun builds in Disney Dreamlight Valley, so let's get into it. We're starting off with Aurora first. I don't know what biome this is, other than that it's the one right next to Teapot Falls. That's all I know. I cannot remember the name of it. I cannot remember the name of this side of Storybook Vale, but I needed the bind is pretty full with places and characters and stuff. We have Belle and Beast and Merida down there only because Merida said she wanted to be in the bind. I personally feel like her house fits better in one of these purple and greenish blue areas because they made it a cottage that doesn't have anything even remotely to do with her story. They made it a little cottage when it should have been an old stone castle, but whatever. They put purple flowers on it, and then on Aurora's house, they put this almost fall like tree and stuff on it. And it's like, well, Aurora's actually kind of fits better in the bind, and maybe at some point during the story quests of the storybook Vale, she did mention where she lived or whatever, and I just don't remember it. It's possible that they both should reside in the bind, and if that's the case, someone should let me know down in the comments. Um, but at this point, would I rework either of their houses? No, because I kind of like how they both turned out. And you can't always pick where the character wants, though sometimes you can. But you can't always pick like the perfect biome that represents their story. They're just we don't have the right biomes. There seems to be a lot of repeating of biome types. Like, well, I guess not really repeating, but also kind of repeating, but also kind of not. I don't know how to describe it. But like the um the other area, the area that's like Hercules and all of that in Storybook Vale. I forget what it's called, but that area of Storybook Vale feels very Sunlit Plateau-y a little bit, you know? It's got the same color scheme and everything, sort of, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, though? You're never gonna find the perfect biomes for the most part that match the characters' stories. But in this case, I think Aurora's house really fits in nicely, even though she has that tree that is like a regular tree, and these are all clearly magical trees in this biome and don't come in normal colors, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do like the way that this ultimately turned out. It did take me a really long time to get it there, but once I did, I don't think I would move it now. I think I would probably leave it, and like I mentioned in my other videos, I would probably add to it over time as we got stuff unlocked, you know what I mean? And speaking of putting characters in areas that just fit the vibe rather than trying to match them to their biome specifically, is Mirabel here. Her house, in my opinion, fits perfectly in the Sunlit Plateau. I think the coloring of it, the coloring of the foliage on the house and everything, and then the multicolors and the vibe that it has fits the Sunlit Plateau perfectly. it's very Sunlit Plateau-ish. Even though I know that that's not where Mirabel's story takes place, her area would probably be somewhere closer to the Wild Tangle over in Eternity Isle. Not necessarily the Wild Tangle exactly, but somewhere a little bit closer to that. But I just like the vibe of her house being here. I just think it's pretty. The only unfortunate thing about the Sunlit Plateau is, other than Pocahontas, which I ultimately ended up deciding to put in the Forest of Valor because her color scheme matches the Sunlit Plateau so well that I was afraid it would just blend in and fade into the background. And also, her realm is very, the realm where we unlock her at is very Forest of Valor, um, coded, like, vibes. I decided to put her over in the Forest of Valor, but again, the bad thing with all of that is that there's no one else to put in the Sunlit Plateau, and it's actually a fairly good sized biome, to be honest, and there's just no one else to put up here. I don't know, maybe someday we'll get more characters to put up there, but for now I had to fill in. There was less space I had to fill in Simba and Nala's area because they have the little pond there, but there's still lots of area that just had to be filled in with decoration. I bought the little what's it called? The little companion water play park area. I deeply regret it. I do not recommend it. Your companions can't actually use it. They cannot use it. It's there for looks. I mean, the most you can do is put benches around it and make it look like other characters are sitting there watching the water, but that's all they're watching is the water spraying. It's definitely not a worth it item. I wish that we could get refunds on premium shop items and get rid of them, because I very much regret buying it. I should have looked it up and watched videos about it first. That thing right there that I just placed. I should have looked videos up about it and watched them first before I bought it, but I didn't. And I thought it would be cute to have the little companions, like to assign various random companions to it at different times to play in, and you can't. It's useless. It's just a piece of decoration, and you have to go in and turn it on every single time you enter the game, or every time you leave to one of the realms or the DLC worlds and you come back, you have to turn it on again. It's really annoying. And someday, if I find something better to put there, I'll probably get rid of that and not use it. But I needed to fill up the space. Some of the biomes are actually quite big, even in the main valley. And if you're like me and you have to fit the color scheme or the vibes or the character to a biome, and it has to work like almost perfectly, and you don't want to just cover up the biome and turn it into your own thing. I've seen that done, and some people can do it really, really well, but I get overwhelmed too easily with that much clutter and chaos. And if I'm being honest, and I'm not going to name any specific videos that I've seen, but if I'm being honest, sometimes it looks terrible from the other biomes. The backsides of all of it that you can see from the other biomes looks really bad, and I don't like that. So I try to keep things open because it works better with the camera that way. I try to keep things clear because it's easier to get around and less frustrating. And I like to be able to look at each of the visible areas from all the other visible areas and not go, yuck, I'm looking at the backside of a decorative piece here and it looks terrible from this biome. You know what I mean? So, all of that lengthy explanation is to say that the majority of my Sunlit Plateau is kind of empty. And hopefully someday I'll get a character or something that will fill it up a little bit better. And if you were paying attention, you saw sneak peeks of my Forgotten Lands there. I don't like doing holiday builds in the main areas. I prefer doing holiday builds in separate floating islands. I think that holiday decorations should be temporary and they should be small chunks of time. So, like, it's fine that people want to put out their Christmas decorations at the beginning of November, but me personally, the feeling I get when I've done that is that it makes it boring. It makes it less magical. It makes it more mundane. It makes it more just a part of everyday life for 2 months. 2 months is a long time for humans. Like, we live fairly good long lives, most of us, but 2 months is actually a really long time, and you adapt really well in that amount of time, and you normalize things fairly quickly. And so 2 months is a very, like, extraordinarily long time that gives you the ability to normalize stuff. Does that make sense? And make it a mundane, boring part of everyday life. And then it loses its magic for me personally. Now, I know not everybody feels that way, but I do. So I like to keep the holiday builds to the floating islands in their own separate spaces so we can go there and visit them during that specific holidays, and it's more special and magical that way. You know what I mean? I don't quite feel the same way about different seasons. But I don't know, seasons are different to me. I don't know. Anyways, we have moved on to our final build for the day, and this is my dump chest room. And I know that sounds funny, but basically, it's a room that I have a couple of wardrobes in where I can come and dump off my inventory when it's so full I can't do anything else. And since this is my main house, I have access to it in every single world. I don't have access to it on the floating islands, but you can't collect stuff on the floating islands anyways. And one of my floating islands is my storage area, so I don't really see that as a problem. But in all the like DLC worlds, I have access to this house. And so it's just easy to have a dump chest right here in this house, or a couple of them, that I can just bring my stuff in and dump it in there. And then I can sort it out later, either on live stream or just off camera on some night when I'm just watching YouTube or something, and I can sort it out while I'm doing that. But I actually decorated this room for a dream snap, so I don't keep my dream snap decorated areas very often. A lot of times there'll be little temporary corners of somewhere, or I'll have decorated a biome and a part of that biome works perfectly for the dream snaps, and so I'll use it. But most of the time when I've created dream snaps, I just got rid of it afterwards. With this one, I thought I would kind of kill two birds with one stone, I guess. I would decorate for the dream snap and also decorate my dump chest room to be a nice, cozy, cute place that I would want to hang out in and not be like, ew, I hate this place every time I came in here to empty my inventory. You know what I mean? So the dream snap that I decorated it for was Cozy Lazy Days. And I went with a kind of movie night setup. So, like, the idea is you've invited a bunch of friends over and you put out like a whole bunch of food, desserts and supper, like pizza and cookies and all that kind of stuff all over the coffee table, and you've got your favorite movies on the TV and you're watching movies and eating all the food and the snacks and everything. And that was kind of the theme I was going for this lazy cozy days dream snap, and I obviously decorated accordingly. Now the one thing I will say about this particular build was there was a bug going on at the time where every time you would leave the furniture menu, stuff would reset. For the first good portion, it was fine, and for the last good portion, it was fine, but in the middle, I happened to be decorating a few days in there during that bug, and let me tell you, I was so frustrated that I think the first portion of the video took me only a couple of hours, if even that, maybe like an hour, right? But then I left and I had to wait a day or two to come back and do the rest. And you're about to see it reset here in just a second. Um, I had to leave and come back a day or two later. You only get a week for these dream snaps. So I had a week in which I had to get this done. And I had to come back. Yeah, I want to say it couldn't have been more than a day or two later, but I only have small increments of time that I can work on it. And the next time I came around, it reset. It had reset. And so I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm done. I'm not doing this. I've had it. And it doesn't reset the whole thing, it just resets parts of it, which is really annoying. So I didn't come back again for a couple of more days. And by this point, it was like within 24 hours of having to if even that, of having to submit the dream snap. So I'm like, it better work. It better work this time. I gotta get it done. You know, I've been working on this all week. It better work this time. Luckily, this time it worked. I don't know if they fixed the bug like immediately, because that's a pretty bad bug and it affects the ability to do lots of things in the game. You can't participate in dream snaps. You can't finish quests where decorating is one of the requirements for the quest. And like, decorating has become a huge, major part of the game. Like, arguably, collecting the furniture and stuff and decorating the valley is like the second most important part of the game, behind and maybe even equal to collecting the characters. You know what I mean? So it's maybe that they fixed it immediately as soon as people started sending in that it was a problem, Or it's also potentially that I experienced the bug for a short period of time, then I got lucky and didn't again, and it actually took them a really long time to fix it, and I just got lucky after that point where it wasn't resetting anymore. I don't know. Anyways, we are done with the speed build, so let's get into the walkthrough. And we are here with the first build. I know what it's called now. It's called the Fallen Fortress. And it's in this area of Ever After. I knew that, totally. It's right next to Teapot Falls and all that. It's actually a really beautiful area. I actually really love this area of Storybook Vale. It's one of my most favorite biomes of the whole game. But anyways, let's go over and check out Aurora's spot. So she just so far has one little corner of this area, but I think it works well. Look at her little house there. We've got some companions here for her, a little spot to sit and have a picnic with her companion friends. It's small, but it's cute and it's magical. Someday when I unlock some more stuff, I know there's a ton more furniture and stuff for me to unlock, and I think there are a few more pieces that would look really good in this area. I want to add some more to it, like right in between her area and this sort of center thing that takes up the center a little bit. But that'll have to wait for the future because I don't have them unlocked. But for now, this is what we get. It's cute, it's cozy, it's a little corner of Ever After. Let's head over to the Sunlit Plateau, and where is it? Right here. We will check out Mirabel's area. Now I have not cleaned this up, and I have been playing, so... Oh no, my well is backwards. Let's take care of that real quick. I did not even realize it was backwards. I haven't used the well in a bit, so... No! Why does this not... Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Why is this not fitting? All I'm literally doing is turning it around. And yet, it... Okay, there we go. Fixed it. And it was super easy.
Nice with the other kids.
Anyways, this area I've had decorated here for a long time. It took a lot, let me tell you, to cover this up. There is like a little stream thing here where the pillar used to be and stuff. I honestly have no idea what I covered this stream up with and how I got it to look like that. Someday we might have to deconstruct that and look. But we've got a little sitting area and then the little market and well area. We've got a stove here because I don't have a house in this biome. We've got lots of junk everywhere because I haven't cleaned up in a while. And of course my inventory is full. How wonderful. We've got the Sunlit Plateau foraging like fruits and stuff here. And then over here we have Mirabel's house, which I think is so cute. And look, it didn't even do the flappy thing this time. So they've definitely reduced that significantly from when they first introduced her, because it used to do it constantly. And now it only does it when you first enter near her area. Anyways, she's got a cute little pond here next to her home. We've got this, which I wish the companions could actually be assigned to and play on. It's kind of pathetic that they can't and don't. Let me just get this out of the way. I can't collect the stuff because my inventory is full, but at least you'll be able to see things better. So then I have a little crafting station set up over here. I did put a couple more trees here with a billboard that's meant for the plaza area. It's just a blank empty area in the back so stuff can spawn back there. And then of course we have Scar's area, which is also a mess, and it's super simple. Enough space to walk through to get up there. Scar, the hyenas, and a little watering hole over here. And of course the mess that develops when you don't clean up the area for a few weeks and you're running through here playing so that things end up spawning, you know what I mean? But there we have it. The Sunlit Plateau is completely finished. I think this might be the first biome that is completely finished, if you don't count Ever After as one, or each part of Ever After as its own single biome. So like Teapot Falls, if you don't consider that its own biome and it's one small piece of a bigger biome, then yeah, because I don't have all the rest of Ever After finished. I basically just have Teapot Falls, as you saw, finished. So this is the first full biome that is completely 100% done, and obviously as I unlock stuff, more stuff will be added. Oh yeah, I did add some carts and some gems and metals over here near the entrance to the Vitalis mines. I thought that was really cute. I've seen some other people do that, and so I wanted to do that too. And then finally, really if we go back to my house here in the plaza, we have one more spot to check out, and it's right upstairs. And that's my dump chest room. I did add a second non-matching chest. I need to get a matching one like this one in here. Actually, do I like the daisy one better? You let me know down in the comments which one you like better for this room, and I will get a second one to be the second dump chest. But I definitely needed 2 dump storage chests. But here's how I ended it on. We've got Encanto on the TV. We've got a picture of Flynn and Rapunzel there. We've got some pictures from Cinderella, and I want to say that the other ones are all Sleeping Beauty, but they work really well together. So it's just a simple room, but it's nice and cozy. Oh yeah, all the foods for the movie night. It's a very simple room, but it's nice and cozy. And it's perfect for a movie night or a place to just come in and dump my inventory when I need to. Like right now. You know what I'm saying? There we go. I dumped a good portion of my inventory, and I still need to clean that out. I did put some beams on the ceiling to add some more warmth to the room and to just give it some architectural dimension. So there we have it. If you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!